Welcome to the True American and Real Patriot podcast. On this episode, we will take a look at the brand new talking points the Trump administration has issued to justify the Iran war. First, please like, comment, and subscribe. As a new podcast, we are trying to get to 100 followers by the end of the month. All right, to the videos. Let us know if any of these statements from the Trump sycophants sound familiar.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers.
We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary.
I've heard, like, it rings familiar. When have I heard this, like, this bad thing that we're doing, this dumb thing that we're doing, that we shouldn't be doing, is actually going to be good for us in the long run, but for the short term, it's going to suck.
Yeah, I think it was
about a year ago.
Was it around Liberation Day? Was that what you were remembering?
I think so.
Here's the thing, though. With Liberation Day, we're still in the short-term pain, like, window. You know, right. I mean, we still haven't gone to the long-term gain.
It's only been a year into his presidency. A presidency is 4 years. It's less than half. So technically, it's short-term. I think that's the math that they're going with. And he had the fucking off-ramp when it came to the tariffs, and he didn't take it. He's like, nope, we're going to use some other shit. And 15%, toma.
Yeah, I'm getting a feeling that the short-term pain is literally going to be his entire administration. And then the long-term gain may start in 2029 with the new administration. But that's just my guess.
Okay, yeah. So like Biden and then Obama before him and like Clinton before him, just inheriting a mess and having to make do with it.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, so they can talk about say these stupid things like short-term pain for long-term gain. Are they even talking about what the long-term gain is going to be? Like, what does that look like? I mean, that's easy to say, right? And then, like, again, to your point, what's the timeline on the short-term pain? Is it the next 6 months? Is it the next year? Like, what's the off-ramp for this Iran war? And then how does things get better?
Well, again, the last time they used this line was for the tariffs. So this was a year ago. And so in a year, we've lost jobs, especially in manufacturing.
Well, just to put a finer point on the manufacturing jobs, each month subsequent to Liberation Day, we've had lost manufacturing jobs each consecutive month.
Correct. And that was supposed to be the whole thing, right? We got to bring back Americans' manufacturing base. That was going to be the long-term gain.
Yeah, we needed to do these tariffs because we needed Americans making sneakers and T-shirts again. Yeah. And without the tariffs,
even though we're building thousands of factories across the country, according to the administration, somehow jobs went down. I just don't, it's not tracking with me.
Yeah. I mean, that 20 trillion of investment that he's talking about may not happen now that he started a war in the Middle East where all that investment was coming from. But
God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they've been talking about that too, saying like, you guys are talking about all these foreign investment funds. Like they're in the Middle East. They can't sell their shit to get their money.
Well, and they're also blaming Trump for, the chaos in the Middle East. So.
Listen, they say short term. They're saying I want them to get a little more specific.
Short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short term.
Short-term.
Short-term.
Short-term. Short-term and long-term.
Short-term.
Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
So just short term. For a second, they were saying temporary.
How much would you need to be paid to get those talking points and then willingly go on the TV shows and basically just utter these stupid talking points?
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm for sale.
If not millions, because you're misleading the world. And for what? What's the point of it?
I think it's just to keep his supporters like in tow. Like that his supporters are so gullible and naive and ignorant that they're watching this stuff and they can then talk to their family or their friends that'll be like, listen, there's going to be some short-term pain. Sure. gas is going to go up, or, I can't buy anything. I can only buy one pencil. But the long-term gains, I'm going to be able to buy a pack of pencils.
My daughter was so happy with the 2 dolls that I got her, especially when I told her that she's just going to have to rock with those for the next decade until she's done with dolls.
I hope he had that conversation with his daughter. Honey, this is some short-term pain, because Donald Trump, His Excellency, told us that we're going to have to go through some of it.
And again, there's no point behind this. There's no exit ramp. We're going to go into it in other segments, but this is a disruption that it's going to echo for months and months and months. If it stops today, it's going to echo for months.
I think it's going to echo for years. So the thing is, and this is what's so concerning to me, is that there's no plan. So like we talked about this on another episode, but during the State of the Union, past presidents typically lay out plans for the future. And that's like these signature bills that they want to get passed through Congress. Trump laid out nothing, right? So there's like nothing that they're envisioning that's going to help Americans. It's just chaos, wars, and tariffs.
Yeah. Well, Lindsey Graham did say that, we're going to take their shit, basically, in so many words. We're going to take their oil, and that's always been the game plan. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the ticker. We're going to keep this ticker going for all the segments for today's episode. So just we'll see where it lands. But either way, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. When you guys get a chance, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell icon to get notified when we drop a new episode. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Thanks. Peace.